Right, hello YouTube. Quite a few people have expressed interest in how my sister is getting on. So I thought I've got a spare minute and feel like talking today. So I suppose I'm here to do a bit of an update on my sister and tell you how she's getting on. It may turn out to be a very hard video for me to do. I may not upload it, or I don't know. I may stay perfectly normal throughout the whole thing. But just a warning to anyone who's very sensitive out there, or pregnant, just had a baby. I know what it's like when you're in the midst of all that, and I was super sensitive just after my son was born. I still am a bit actually, and but also when I was pregnant, everything upset me. So you've been warned. But I really hope this doesn't turn into a sob fest. I want to try and stay. I don't see why it should actually, because I haven't done much crying. I'll come on to that later. Okay, first of all, what my sister had, when I did the first video, I think I'd only just found out what she has. She has ovarian cancer stage 3. We did think it was stage 4, which is disastrous. Stage 3 is not good. It's not good at all, but it's an awful lot better than stage 4. The chances are better. They're not brilliant, but they're better. Yes, so she has stage 3 ovarian cancer. Ovarian cancer is known as the silent killer. Lovely. I do a lot of research on the internet about what my son's health, my health, etc. I do look things up, and also in medical. I've got 1 or 2 medical dictionaries intended for parents. I do it with a note of caution because you need to make sure the information you get is from reputable sources. However, I don't shy away from getting myself informed. I started looking up ovarian cancer, stage 4 at the time, when I found out what my sister has, and even as someone who likes to stay very informed, I stopped after about 45 seconds because it was too painful, and it was very terrifying to see what the statistics are for someone with that disease in stages 3 or 4. Her chances are for the next 5 years, she has a 20% chance of surviving the next 5 years. And that's not, as I said, it's not brilliant. However, it's still a chance. Some people find out they have cancer and are told straight off there's nothing that the doctors can do for them. So that's we're holding on to that. We're holding on to everything. You have to. She does have a chance. And she is, apart from the cancer, a very young, strong, fit, well not very young, she's 44, young, strong, fit person who has definitely got the fighting instinct in her. So if anyone can make use of that 20%, it's my sister. So yeah, and that's part of me saying, looking for hope. And that's also me being realistic. I'm trying not to just be hopeful. I'm also trying to go, well, this is the situation, these are the chances. It's helping me, I think, I don't know, to cope with it. I have no idea how I'm coping with it really, but I'll talk about that a bit more later. When I went to visit her, that was the middle of February, I think. Oh no, the end of February. She had just had her first lot of chemo, and she had lost a lot of weight. She still had her hair. When I saw her, I've never, sorry, I'm getting emotional. I really didn't think I would. I was well, maybe I should. I've never seen anyone so sick in my entire life. Anyone look so sick, and it scared I'm going to be frank, it scared the hell out of me. She didn't look like it was her obviously, but it wasn't my sister. There was someone else She looked like an old lady before her time, and her eyes were sunken in, and her nose had even lost weight, and she just had that look on her face, and her voice was different. She reminded me of, just looked like someone, death. I'm sorry, it's horrible to say. I just saw death on her face, and she saw me and she said, "Oh, you look wonderful." And I couldn't say the same thing back to her because it would have been a lie. And I believe in being positive, but I don't believe in lying to people, and I know my sister wouldn't want that of me. Anyway, so yeah. And she was very dependent at the time. She had difficulty even going to the toilet on her own. She was at a point then where she hadn't really been able to eat anything solid or go to the toilet for about 10 days. So very much a situation of the body shutting down, which was very terrifying. Since then she's had a second lot of chemo and her hair started to fall out. She had it cut off. She is now feeling and sounding normal. It's unbelievable from what I saw at the time, but my mum said she's back. Sharon is there again, and I can hear her on the phone bossing people around, acting just like she used to do, and she sounds like herself again, which is fabulous. However, I'm holding back and telling myself, well, we're going to go up and down, because that's what it's been, even to this point where she's felt better, and that's the hard thing with cancer from my experience so far. It's not like really bad flu or pneumonia or anything like that, where you see someone get very sick, and then they reach a crisis point, and then they turn a corner and you're like, yes, they're on the home stretch now, they're over the worst, they're going to be fine. I don't think you get that point with cancer. You're up, feeling fab, and then you're down, and you can go up and down like that. That's what I've seen with her. It was, even in the few days I was there, and she still stayed quite sick, but it was like watching a flower that had almost withered up and dried have water poured onto it for the first time in weeks, and it's slowly coming back again. Maybe you will think I'm a hippie putting it that way. It's the only way I can describe it. She was coming back to life, and she has been slowly, and still here with up and down. She's had problems breathing. She's become severely anemic in the process. However, she does seem to be responding to the chemo very well. It is making her feel very sick when she has it, but her stomach, which is where the tumour is on her ovary, it's on one of the ovaries because the other one was removed when she was much younger. Her stomach is going down. So we haven't had tests yet back to prove that the cancer is working, but the doctors have suggested, and they are very careful what they suggest. They said it does look like the tumour is responding well to the cancer. They're not promising anything there. They said that's what it looks like, but we'll see. Okay. What I'm going to do is stop this and do part 2, because my program doesn't let me upload anything longer than 10 minutes. I know YouTube does, but my computer doesn't. So I will stop this and carry on in part 2.